From the Detroit Free Press, it's Friday, October 11th. Here's what you need to know today.
This is David Jesse for the Detroit Free Press.
And I'm delighted to welcome you to this special event featuring the 67th U.S. Secretary of State, Hillary Rodham Clinton.
As she verbally toured the world's hotspots for a capacity crowd at the University of Michigan Thursday afternoon, Hillary Clinton had a suggestion for what needed to be done.
So this is going to be a difficult period, and it requires intense, intelligent diplomacy. And right now, we have very little of that, and we're going to pay a big price.
Clinton says with complex problems facing the world, from Hong Kong democracy protests to Turkey invading Syria, America needs to make sure it's involved in standing up for what is right.
From my perspective, we've got to get back to listening to each other, empathizing with each other, working with each other. We cannot solve our problems here at home or around the world if we continue to be so divisive, so divided, and so mean to each other. And, whatever we can do to try to break out of that. That doesn't mean we're going to all agree. I mean, part of being in a democracy is you have disagreements, and you have the right to disagree. But we've got to start showing that democracy can work again.
Clinton also took aim at foreign influence in American elections, saying she's worried no one in the current administration is taking the threat seriously.
All I want is a free, fair, transparent, honest election not interfered with by Russians or anybody else, so that the choice of the American people is actually the choice the American people made.
Clinton mostly avoided mentioning Trump by name, instead letting the audience fill it in.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I write a personal finance column for the Detroit Free Press. The UAW strike at General Motors is close to entering its fifth week. Strikers who picket and meet other requirements can receive $250 a week in strike pay. But it's not much, really. Let's play with some numbers. You'd be talking about just $1,000 if you added up 4 weeks of strike pay. And it just so happens the median mortgage payment in the United States is nearly $1,000 a month, too. You do the math. Not much left for cell phone bills or car loans or groceries. What can a UAW-GM striker do? Talk to your creditors. See if there may be a way to skip a payment on a car loan or work out another temporary deal. Some credit unions say they've been working with their members every day since the strike began on September 16.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Keith Matheny. Record-high Great Lakes water levels wreaked havoc across Michigan this spring and summer, and next year could be even worse. October water levels are well above their historical averages. On connected Lakes Michigan and Huron, and on Lake St. Clair, water levels are almost 3 feet above long-term averages. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers hydrologists say a wet, rainy September across the region is keeping water levels high. They now project that the lakes will start 2020 at or above water levels from last January. The high water this year caused flooding and shoreline erosion throughout Michigan. Now it all comes down to whether we have a lot of snow and yet another spring of heavy rains, experts say.
This is Jeff Seidel from the Detroit Free Press. 10 people in Michigan have been infected with the Triple E virus, a mosquito-borne illness, and 4 have died, staggering numbers for one state. Public health officials have encouraged people to avoid outdoor activities from dusk till dawn when mosquito activity is the highest. That has caused all kinds of havoc on high school sports in West Michigan, affecting tens of thousands of athletes, parents, fans, and coaches from the Indiana border to Grand Rapids. Friday night football has turned into Friday at dusk. Parents have been scrambling, leaving work earlier than normal, rushing to attend afternoon games. Pre-game dinners have turned into pre-game lunches. Practices have been canceled, schedules jumbled. Traditional homecoming parades have been altered, and games suddenly smell like bug spray. Right now, everybody can agree on one thing: the first frost can't come soon enough.
I'm Marianne Struman for the Detroit Free Press. Heading up north this weekend to take in Michigan's lush fall colors? Bundle up and make sure you take an umbrella. After enjoying average temperatures for most of the fall season, the weather is taking a turn. It's going to be cold, so cold, in fact, that parts of Michigan may even see the first snowflakes since last winter. A cold front moving through the state could bring heavy rain from Metro Detroit to Marquette. By Saturday, most of the state will see temperatures only in the upper 40s to mid-50s. And there's more bad news. Overnight temps will be just shy of freezing. That means it won't be cold enough to kill the mosquitoes carrying Eastern equine encephalitis, or EEE, the virus that's been linked to 4 deaths in Michigan. That could take another few weeks.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. And sign up for the Daily Briefing newsletter. See you on Monday.